Hello there and welcome back to my channel, or if this is the first video of mine you are seeing, then welcome. I'm going to put a timestamp for you below in the description box in case you want to skip ahead to the topic of today's video. I just want to take a very quick moment to discuss the scheduling this week for my videos. I'm filming this on Monday the 17th. Unfortunately, the video that I had already pre-filmed and uploaded for Monday, I'm not going to be able to post it. So I don't know if I'm able to film today's video. If I'm able to film this video right here and get it edited in time for me to upload it on Monday. If not, it'll have to go up on Wednesday and there won't be a new video Monday. My scheduling did get messed up this week because of that, so there might not be 3 videos this week. I'm going to try, but if I can't, then I can't, because I don't want to put a video on my channel where I'm trying to rush through my filming, if that makes sense. I want my videos to be as best as I can possibly make them. So I'm not sure when you'll be watching this, but I just wanted to give this brief little update here at the very beginning. So let's move on to the topic of today's video. And that is the new Tower 28 blushes. I did purchase all 6 shades here, and I am so thrilled. I cannot wait to put these on my face. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to swatch all of them, of course, on my hand. Of course, we'll have to roll this down. Swatch them all on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to apply them to my cheeks as well so you can see them. I'm just going to do like 1 and 2, 3, 4. And then at the end, I'm probably going to wipe everything away and then just apply one, and I'll see how it wears all day long. But I am so excited for these. Tower 28 is my all-time favorite brand, so I knew I wanted every shade automatically. I mean, you know, here's hoping that I love them, because if not, that's gonna sting. But something tells me I am, simply because I just don't usually have an issue with their products. They always typically work well for me, but we shall see. Let me roll the sleeve up a little bit here so I can try to fit them. I'm going to try to swatch all of them so you'll be able to see them all together. So the first one we have here is Long Beach Iced Tea, and it looks like this. That is just, these are beautiful. These are beautiful shades, and I'm just so excited. I cannot wait to put these on my cheeks. So, okay, come on, let's focus for me, and all right. So you can see it's very light, but now also please keep in mind I have a ring light on. It is on the lowest setting, but it can absolutely wash out these shades. And I'm filming this very early in the morning because I'm trying to film it in time to get it out today. If not, then it is what it is, but I'm filming very early. There is no sunlight right now. It is that early. There's no sun. Okay, so I'm gonna zoom in a little bit here, and we are gonna put this one on the cheeks. And I'm just going to be using my Flawless Face brush from e.l.f. This is the brush that I've been using lately, so I figured I'd just stick with this one. I also really love my Refi, their duo sided brush, the one that's, I know they have 2 of those, but the one that's more has like that duo fiber fluffy end, but I've been using this one a lot lately, so we're just going to use this one. I don't know how pigmented these are, so I'm just going to tap a few times and let's apply it. Okay, I hope I'm in focus here for you to see. Now that's a pretty shade, and then I'm going to come in as close as I can to the camera in just a second, because these are supposed to be like blurring blushes. Something tells me, here, right there, shoo, there we go. Something tells me that this one might end up being my favorite, but we shall see. Alright, now, let me look up close to a mirror and we'll see what this looks like, and then I'll come closer. Honestly, yeah, I can kind of see what they mean by it being blurring. Now, I have nothing on my cheeks, by the way, except for my concealer. I just applied my concealer all over my face today from Tower 28, their serum concealer, because I knew I'd be constantly wiping this stuff off, and it's just easier to apply. So that's all this on my cheeks. I'm not wearing any, like, their Super Dew highlighter. I'm not wearing that. No, nothing on the cheeks but that. So let me get in. Hopefully you can see it on the cheeks here and how it's laying on my skin. I just realized I have mascara mark. Ew. Okay, well, don't pay that any attention. I actually think it looks pretty good. I can't believe I have mascara right in there. Like, what in the world? Oh well, we'll just ignore the mascara marks for now. But that is that side. That's really pretty. Now what I'm doing is wiping this brush off on my silicone mat between each of the blushes. Okay, the next one we have here is Culver Crush. I mean, these are just so beautiful. I'm trying to make sure I'm swatching enough on my finger because I want to be able to show you the pigment here. Okay, and there you can see those two side by side. Okay, now this one looks much more pigmented. So, all right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that one's a little bit more pigmented than the other one. Of course, I mean, it's okay. I'm about to wipe all of this off anyway because I want to swatch all the blushes on my cheeks so you can see them all in action. I don't want to just swatch them out on my hand and then not show you them on the cheeks. I went in a little too much with this one. Okay, it's okay. I went in a little bit too heavy-handed. But it's okay. I'm about to go wipe this off in just a second. But, I mean, at least you can see the tone, but I applied way too much. Way too much. Okay, so... so we have Long Beach Iced Tea, which is definitely more on the subtle side. And then we have Culver Crush, which I went in way too heavy-handed with this blush on this side. Yeah, way too heavy-handed. But at least you can see the tone. But I'll be careful going forward with some of these more deeper shades. Or some of these more pigmented shades, I should say. Okay, so I'm going to wipe these two off and we're going to move on to the next two shades. Okay, it might not be perfect because I did just place my concealer back, but enough, as long as it's enough to kind of cover anything so I can apply the next blush. And the next one is Malibu Cooler, which is like a really beautiful, more kind of bubblegummy pink kind of shade. Alright, make sure it's focused on me so I can swatch. I want you to be able to see these all together laid out. Pretty. Okay, we're going to take that same brush. This time I'm just going to, I'm going to tap once. Okay. And I kind of tapped it off into my hand a little bit. I don't want to go overboard like I did with that Culver Crush shade. I want to apply these the way I normally would. I don't want to accidentally over apply. That's pretty. It's really soft and subtle, and I'm sure you could build this up, so I'm going to take just a touch more and place that over the top. Yeah, you can build these up. So that is pretty. That's a pretty shade. Ooh. Oh, that's pretty. Look back up close to the mirror, and yeah, it's doing the exact same thing. It does look very blurring on the skin, so it's really, really beautiful. I definitely can't wait to layer these over the top of their cream blushes. However, I'm not going to be doing that today because I want to see how these wear on their own once I put like the final blush on. But so far, they're very pretty. The shades are beautiful and lovely, so I like that. So the next one we have is Feliz Fresca, which looks like the other shade, the Malibu Cooler, but this one's much more darker than that one. So this one is probably going to be very, very pigmented, so I have to be very careful with this one when I'm applying this one onto my cheeks. Let me get a good swatch here. Okay. I want to make sure it's zoomed, or focused, not zoomed, to make sure it's focused on me properly. Yeah, much more pigmented. Really beautiful. If you love more of that bright punchy pink, you would probably really love that one. They're all pretty. I mean, look at them. Of course, I love blush. I mean, I have such a thing for blush. They're like probably one of my biggest weaknesses aside from eyeshadow. Even though the eyeshadow thing kills me because I like really simple eye looks. Like today, all I'm wearing is one little sparkly shade on my lid, and then my cream bronzer from Tower 28 is like pressed all in here. So I'm not even wearing that much, but honestly I did that because I really needed to film this video early. If I'm gonna get it out today on Monday, if not, it'll go up Wednesday, but we'll see, we'll see. Hopefully I can kind of speed and get it edited, that sounds weird, in time. So we're gonna go into this Feliz Fresca shade. Now this one I already know is gonna be so pigmented. Yeah, look at that, oh my gosh. So I'm going to tap some kind of like that into my hand because I don't want to be too much. Okay. And I can always build it up if I need to, but I'd rather build it up than go in too heavy-handed initially. So we're just going to apply what I have first. I feel like with the way I would apply this shade on myself, it's probably going to end up looking very similar to this shade. Now, if you like a very punchy blush, then that probably would be different. They probably would show up differently, but I don't really like punchy blush, not much on me, like not like intense blush. I'd much rather keep my blush soft if I can. But there's nothing wrong with a lot of blush like that. I just meant personal preference. So these two for me are going to end up looking, yeah, very similar to each other because I'm not wearing this at full pigment. So just keep that in mind. If you wear blush the way I do, this one and Malibu Cooler will probably look very similar to each other. So just keep that in mind. I mean, I'm still happy to have both of them in my collection simply because when it comes to Tower 28, I do have that collector mindset. I'm just going to be honest about that. I do love their products. But if you wear blush the way I do, like more on the softer side, these two are going to probably end up looking very similar to each other. And they do. So just keep that in mind. But what I'm going to do, because I'm about to wipe this off, I am going to dip back once more into that. And we're going to just see. I know it's a mistake, but I'm about to wipe it off anyway. But I'm going to see how punchy I can get it. Yeah, oh my goodness. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, you can get it punchy. So if you do it like this, it won't look like that. It's okay though. I just wanted to see what it would look like build up. I'm about to wipe this shade off anyway, but I just wanted to show you that you absolutely could make that punchy. Look at that. That is intense. So if you do that, then you can definitely make it look different. But yeah. Okay, yeah. Still a beautiful shade, but I would not wear it like this on myself personally. I like more of like this, the little subtle flush. So this shade I would wear very, very subtly, but you can absolutely punch it up if you so want to. Okay, I have 2 more blush shades, so let me wipe this off right quick. Wow. I'm not going to blend it out even more because I'm about to wipe it off, but yeah, you can make it punchy. So let me wipe these off and we'll move on to the last 2. Okay, now there again, it probably is not perfect right in here because that's also where my bronzer meets up, but it's okay. So the next shade we have here is Sawtelle Slushy, which is so beautiful, like wow. Also, I'm hoping I'm saying all these names correctly. I've not watched like any YouTube videos on these or anything, but I've seen some people talk about these blushes on Instagram, but I haven't watched any reviews on YouTube. Okay, there you can see that shade right there. These are so pretty. Ooh. I did actually say that I'm going to wipe off these last 2 shades and just apply one. I don't think I'm going to do that simply because I don't want to irritate my skin too much. So I think once I apply this shade and the next shade, that's going to be it. Alright, so let's apply this one. Okay, I'm going to tap some off into my hand because I'm trying to keep it more on the subtle side. Very pretty. Very pretty blush shades. I still think I went a little heavy-handed with that one. I'm telling you, these are easy to go heavy-handed with. I think the only one that can be a little bit more on the subtle is the one called Long Beach Iced Tea, the first shade I use. That one to me seems the most subtle, so if you like a very subtle blush, I would say go for that one, because these other shades seem to be a lot more pigmented, and if you're similar skin tone to me, you might have to be a little bit more careful when you apply them, because I only dipped one time into that blush, and you can see just how pigmented this is. So do keep that in mind. Oh, and I think you could also get the shade Malibu Cooler to be a little bit more on the subtle side too, if you're into that more kind of cool tone bubblegum pink. If you want more of the subtle, I think those two might be the best options because these are very pigmented. They can get, if you go in heavy-handed, yeah, you can definitely get a lot of pigment. But they're very beautiful. All the shades are beautiful. I just want to point out some little things I'm noticing. Okay, so the next one here is Samo. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Spritzer. It's S-A-M-O, so I'm hoping I'm saying that correctly. Also, when you swatched these, they are very soft blushes. All right, make sure that, is it focused on me or my arm? Let me make sure here. Okay, because I want you to be able to see the swatches. Did I manage to get that good? Let me rub over that a few times here. There we go. Okay, so now you can see all of the swatches together of all 6 shades. Okay, there you go. I'm hoping you can see that much better now, that you can see all the shades side by side. They're all so beautiful, like really. I don't think you could go wrong with any shade. All right, so let's take that same brush and I dip once. I'm dipping 1 time into these blushes. Okay, this one looks like it might be another on the softer side, maybe. Of course, I know it's going to also depend on what kind of brush you're using, how heavy-handed you are, which I sometimes tend to be quite heavy-handed with my blushes and bronzer. I just feel like, ooh. So some of these shades you're going to have to be more careful with than others, but I feel like that's the case with most blush anyway. That's really pretty. Both are pretty. I mean, all of these are pretty. Can't go wrong. Just depends on your preference, of course. Okay, so all 6 shades on my arm, and then I've applied all 6 shades on my cheeks, and so far they seem to be doing exactly what they said, is that they do look very blurring on the skin. They look very beautiful. I mean, every single shade that I used is pretty. It just depends on your preference as far as the level of intensity. If you can keep them more, if you like a more subtle blush, then I would definitely say go in very, very lightly and then build it up as you go, because you can see I just dipped into that once and it's incredibly pigmented, so just keep that in mind. Now, do some of the blushes look fairly similar? Sure. Do I mind it? No. That just depends on, you know, you and your preference. See, like these two on me, because I would sheer out this deeper pink shade, it would end up looking like the lighter pink. So that's just kind of, though, my method of application. So these would look very similar on me because of that. I would keep that one very sheer. So, I mean, you know, of course, some of them are going to be kind of overlapping a little bit as far as their tones. It doesn't bother me. I think all 6 shades are absolutely beautiful. Beautiful blushes. I am so happy to have them in my collection. I knew when they announced them that I wanted all of them. I knew that going forward because this is my favorite brand. I mentioned that many, many times on my channel that I love this brand so very much. They're my favorite. So I knew I wanted them, and right now they are not disappointing me in the slightest. I am going to definitely see how they wear all day long. I will put any kind of updates or anything in the description or in a pinned comment for you below. It's going to be kind of hard to do if I manage to get this video up the same day. I'm hoping I can have at least enough of a first impressions kind of thought, but of course I'm going to be wearing these all the time, so I'll definitely be able to give you any kind of updates in the future as to how they're performing and how they're continuing to perform, how they look over like cream blushes and stuff like that. I will of course be using these a ton. I already know I'm going to be. So I don't know how much I can really be helpful in this video for right now as far as this, because this is just my first impressions. See, I was hoping that I would have a couple of days with these to be able to tell, but because my scheduling got a little messed up this week, I am going to try to get this video out on Monday, so this will be kind of like a first impressions, but don't worry. You'll be seeing these, I'm sure, plenty of times going forward in my collection, but hey, they're stunning. Like, oh my gosh, look at them. They're beautiful. Beautiful. They're beautiful shades. They're beautiful tones. It's just a matter of your preference. But I do hope that you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, I hope you will please consider leaving a like, a comment, or subscribing if you haven't already. Make sure you hit the bell icon so you are alerted to all my future uploads. All of these products will be listed and linked for you below. They are affiliate links, so if you click through and purchase, I do earn a small commission, and if you choose to do so, thank you so much for supporting me and my channel, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!